Hello everyone, let me begin with a simple truth. Being nice isn't the same as being kind, and in 2025, we're confusing the two more than ever before. We've created a culture where nice has become the default mode of communication. We smile when we're uncomfortable. We say yes when we mean no. We avoid tough conversations, not out of compassion, but out of fear of judgment, fear of rejection, fear of conflict. But here's the thing, nice doesn't build trust. Honest does, kind does, brave does. You see, being too nice is like offering someone a band-aid when they need surgery. It's surface level, it's short-term, and in leadership, relationships, and growth, short-term comfort creates long-term pain. Let me share a quick story. In today's world, especially as we navigate 2025, we often use the words nice and kind interchangeably. We say, be nice to others, thinking we're promoting compassion. We teach our kids to be nice in school. In the workplace, being nice is often encouraged as a way to maintain harmony. But the truth is, and it's an uncomfortable truth, being nice is not the same as being kind. In fact, sometimes being nice gets in the way of real kindness. Nice is about appearance. It's about being polite, agreeable, and non-confrontational. It makes people feel good in the short term. And let's be honest, we all like being liked. We like being the one who gets along with everyone, who avoids conflict, who keeps the peace. But being too nice often means we say yes when we want to say no. It means we smile through discomfort. It means we stay quiet when something needs to be said. Kindness, on the other hand, is deeper. It's rooted in truth. Kindness is being willing to do what's right, not what's easy. Sometimes, kindness looks like asking a tough question. Sometimes it's giving feedback someone may not want to hear, but desperately needs to grow. Sometimes it's stepping into an uncomfortable conversation because you care too much to let someone stay stuck. Think about it: if a doctor knew you had an illness but didn't want to upset you, so they told you everything was fine, would that be kind? No. That would be dangerously nice, and yet that's how many of us lead. That's how many of us live. We avoid tension, we sugarcoat the truth. We say what's comfortable instead of what's real. We do it in relationships, in families, in boardrooms. We even do it with ourselves. But when we confuse nice for kind, we hurt the very people we're trying to protect. Because nice is about us, about our discomfort with conflict, our fear of being disliked. But kindness is about them, their growth, their clarity, their future. Being kind means caring enough to be honest. It means having the courage to be direct while being respectful. It means leading with empathy, but never at the cost of integrity. It's not about harshness. Kindness is still compassionate. But it's also courageous. In a world where everyone is trying to fit in, trying to go along to get along, kindness requires standing out. It requires intention. It requires values, and that's what we need more of in 2025. We don't need more performative niceness. We need authentic kindness, the kind that challenges people to be better, to grow, to see the truth and do something about it. So ask yourself, am I being nice to avoid discomfort? Or am I being kind to help someone grow? The difference is everything, because the world doesn't need more nice people. The world needs more people who care enough to speak truth with grace, who lead not to be liked, but to serve, who choose the hard thing when it's the right thing. Nice keeps us comfortable. Kind moves us forward, and if we want to build stronger relationships, better teams, and a more meaningful world, we have to stop settling for nice and start choosing kind. We've all been there. That moment when we know something needs to be said, but we hold back. We convince ourselves it's not the right time, or that maybe it's not our place. We think we're being considerate by keeping the peace, by avoiding conflict. But here's the hard truth. Avoiding tough conversations doesn't protect people, it damages them. And it damages the trust, clarity, and honesty that any healthy relationship, team, or culture needs to thrive. We often avoid tough conversations because we think we're being nice. We're afraid of hurting someone's feelings, of rocking the boat, of causing discomfort. But avoidance is not kindness. In fact, it's often self-protection masquerading as concern. We're not sparing others, we're sparing ourselves from feeling awkward, anxious, or guilty. The irony is that the longer we avoid hard conversations, the bigger the problem becomes. Unspoken issues build tension. Resentments simmer. Misunderstandings multiply. And eventually, things break trust, motivation, communication. What could have been solved with a moment of honesty ends up turning into a much larger mess down the road. Let me share a story. A team I once worked with had a talented, driven employee, let's call her Maya. She was great on paper, but in practice, she was difficult to work with. She interrupted others constantly, dominated meetings, and often dismissed her teammates' ideas. Everyone noticed it. Everyone talked about it behind her back. But no one said a word to Maya. Why? Because she was important to the team. Because people didn't want to make things awkward. Because they thought it would just sort itself out. It didn't. Eventually, another teammate quit. Then another. Morale dropped. Frustration grew. When Maya was finally confronted months later, she was devastated. Not because of the feedback itself, but because no one had said anything sooner. She felt betrayed. She felt misled. And most of all, she felt like she'd been set up to fail. That's the cost of silence. Avoiding the truth doesn't make the truth disappear. It just delays the consequences and usually makes them worse. But when we choose to have the hard conversation with compassion, with intention, something powerful happens. We give people the chance to improve. We give relationships a chance to heal. We give teams a chance to realign. Tough conversations are not easy, but they're essential. They require courage,